We got an incredibly exciting day today. We're gonna go over one of the coolest tricks in the sport of wing foiling called the
FLAKA. And the good thing is, I'm gonna tell you how not to do it because I can't do it, and he's gonna tell you how to do it.
Let's do it. Thank you everybody for tuning back to the Gwen and Damo show. We're here to inspire, to help live your best life. We thank you. Thank you for all your comments and your chiming in from all around the world. We really appreciate it. We're excited today. We have one of these tricks that maybe some people will do it, maybe they won't, but we're having fun doing it, and we're here to kind of explain how to do the FLAKA.
Yeah, and this is so typical because I've done the FLAKA once a week ago or something, and since then I've tried 200 times and I've never did it again. So I did it once, and then it seems like I'm back to square one. So I need your help, Damien. Please help me. How do we do a FLAKA?
So this is what's funny is I'm on a phone call with my dear friend Evan Nash, and he's like, yeah, Gwen's up here, and he was coming in, he's knew he was gonna just end the session, and he just threw a FLAKA, and it was perfect. It was amazing. He came around, he was like, I did it. And that was his first one, and I guess now he's struggling to do it again. That's a perfect point that we always hit in these videos. Look guys, just because you did something one day doesn't mean you're gonna do it tomorrow, and it goes really good with this trick. This is a trick that maybe there's some super professionals out there doing it every time, bang, 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 for sure. But I would say for myself, look, they come, you can definitely do them, and sometimes you'll struggle on them, but let's get into it. So how the FLAKA works is you're gonna be riding along. The goal is to jump, spin those legs 180. Now what I've noticed it helps me the most is not to go super huge. I was always trying to go super huge because I want to do the full 360. And instead just do a nice mellow 180. Now the hardest part is having your wing. So let's do the whole trick. It's gonna be boom, 180, and that wing now goes into the wind, and you have to pull it all the way around, and you keep riding in the same direction, right? So that's really hard because your wing goes into the wind. Now, when I say your wing goes into the wind, that is kind of the part that is very tricky, but also where you can gain on this trick. And that is, if I'm riding heel side and I do the 180 with my board, if I take that wing and I turn it directly flat, it's gonna hit me a lot. So that's either gonna go super fast through, or if I have that wing a little bit higher and it's a little more above my head and flat, the wind can kind of blow through it, so it's easier to kind of get it to come around and catch. The hardest part is here, getting it to come around and catch, which is truly the hardest part of the FLAKA, is the coming around part to get up and to go.
Yeah, anything I'm gonna say, this is what you should not do, because obviously it did not work with me. But the one time I was able to do it, I was actually not even believing I would do it. It was the end of the session. I was coming back. Evan was watching me from the beach. I was like, I'm just gonna throw something, and it's a good time to fall because I'm done. And I did it, not even really sending in much, so it was a tiny jump. I did the 180, flipped the wing, and I was done. I pumped a couple times, and I was back up. So, the lesson from me doing that, then I was thinking okay, I got it now, I can do it again, but never did it again. But I think what I learned from that is okay, just keep going small and don't go huge. I think right now, I'm at the point where I can throw it, land it, and then that's where I fall. And what I'm trying to do is maybe trying not to land with too much speed. So I land on top of the bone, more on top of the bone to keep my balance, because that's where I'm struggling, is when I land it, switched, then I lose my balance because maybe I'm moving. The flipping the wing is not so much of an issue for me. I can switch it, but by the time I switch it, I'm falling. So
yeah, so the two biggest tips that helped me big time was, one, I went to the beach and I actually literally worked on just walking and acting like I was gonna jump 180, and how do I get my wing to snap around the fastest? And for me, it was my backhand, driving that backhand and really driving it around. Because if I drive that backhand around, if you think about it, brings that wing kind of back up in a way where it gets it around quicker. So one, driving the hand around for me has been one of the biggest tips. The other biggest tip is when you do the 180, and you leave the water and you go to the 180, you have a tendency to want to like really extend your body because you're like, oh, I'm going 180 and then I'm going to bring that wing around. Well, if I'm super extended and I land, more than likely my weight is going to be on the nose of my board, not the tail. So I'm more like extended. And then when I compress and I turn that wing, the wing instantly catches wind and I'm already over. So the hardest part is actually to do the 180 and land more towards the tail of the board so that when I do bring this wing around, one, if I'm back, the wing comes higher and I have more room for it to swing around. Then if I'm forward, it's going to hit the water easier. It's easier to kind of bring it around, pump away. So to me, those were the two biggest tips that I learned, trial and error, trying to figure it out, just watching other people out there doing amazing FLAKAs. And I'm like, okay, I got to figure this out.
Now, is there a specific gear that would work better for this trick?
So that's a great point. So no question, I would say I've used bigger wings, smaller wings as far as foil wings and wings. And I would say bigger wings like 6s, 7s, even a 5, they're bigger. They're harder to get that wing around. So 4s, 3s, 2s, that wing's like, it's awesome. It comes around really easy. Same thing with the foil wing. The bigger the foil wing, a little bit harder to get that jump, but I would say what's nice about the bigger foil wing is when you land, wants to pop right up right away. So you don't have to go through that big pump to get going.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess it's also nice to be like properly powered. I guess not overly powered or not like underpowered. I think just right is gonna be the best for me. The one time I did it, I was on the 5 wing and I was on the 1300 foil.
Yep.
So, and then on the board, 45 liters. Board.
Yeah.
But
everybody will have their different sizes, of course. But
and then you want foot straps.
Yeah, you definitely want foot straps. The person who does it without is pretty freaking epic. That'll probably be Gwen. He'll do it like this session right now.
Oh, Matt, I believe in Matt.
No,
my bet is on Matt.
I would say honestly, people, like no joke, really try the wing on the beach because to me, I like just thought I could do it in the water and I'm pretty okay with the wing. But I started doing it on the wing and I learned what I could do with my hand to make that wing not necessarily catch. And to me, that was the biggest help and not going too big because I would try to just go huge and it was just a disaster every time. So just like Gwen probably in the beginning, start super small. And even if you just barely leave the water, but you turn that 180, you'll understand the motion and it'll become the most insane thing you've ever done. And it's a really fun trick for us right now. And Gwen's gonna go do about 50 of them right now.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I learned a lot. I'm very inspired, so I'm gonna go out right now. And if I can do it, it will be at the end of the video, especially because I'm the one editing it, so it's gonna be everywhere in the video. But
we have to tell everybody, it's blowing 10 to 13. Kelly just went out.
And she
didn't get up.
She hates it. She hates life now.
But we're still going to do the FLAKAs today. So look, guys, get out there, try new things. We're excited learning new things just like this. And it's okay to fall. It's okay to crash. It's okay to learn. That's what makes it fun. So we hope you can go out there and try new things. Leave your comments on how to help people with this trick because we need help with this trick.
Yeah, go out there, fall 1,000 times. You will get it, and then share the stock, help people, and then in the end, it's just bringing everybody up, and it's just like so good to like, you know, see people finally succeeding, but also being real on like how hard it is, you know, like there's nothing easy about this sport, and like seeing other people trying, and then finally succeeding, then it gives hope. It gives me hope that I will get the FLAKA again.
And on that note, we're gonna leave on this. Look, everybody's got family, or maybe you don't. Reach out to one of your loved ones that is closest to you. Maybe they're just a dear friend, but look, you got one family, you got one closest people. Tell them you love them, tell them you're grateful for them, and just share that passion. Maybe go for a walk, take them out to dinner, whatever it is. Show them that you care because you never know when your day's up. So keep inspiring, keep helping, leave your comments, like and subscribe. Mr. Gwen's gonna go do a bunch of FLAKAs. It's gonna be exciting. I'm gonna film it, people. So it'll be like, whoa!